Welcome back to ESA Summer 21. My name is HUD601. I am going to be your host and reader for the next few runs. We are raising money for Save the Children. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We'd also like to thank Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now, without further ado, it is time for Sketch with Command & Conquer Generals. Take it away.
Hey everyone, it's Sketch and today we're going to be playing Command & Conquer General 0 Hour, and we're gonna do the Generals Challenge. But before I continue, I wanna introduce my CC, who's gonna be commentating from, who's gonna be helping with commentary as well. So, hey CC,
how's it going?
Yeah. Today we're gonna run. The Generals Challenge. So, CC, do you want to talk more about the Generals Challenge?
Sure. So, General's Challenge is like a series of seven different skirmish missions, all based around fighting the new generals that were introduced in the expansion pack here. They're sort of like variations on the factions here, but they're all pretty much... They all have really interesting levels and combat styles, and so we're going to play against a whole bunch of them, and it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, so we're gonna be playing the Laser General today, and so we can start the moment I press play game. That's when we're gonna start. So how about we start the countdown? So we're gonna get ready in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
All right. We're also playing on the hardest difficulty, by the way. Yeah, I mean, normally the fastest difficulty would be easy, but that's a little too easy. So we're here to do something a little more fun, a little more interesting, playing on the hardest difficulty. All right. So, you may notice that Command & Conquer has been a long-running franchise. At least it was for a while, about 20 years. Command & Conquer is a real-time strategy game, right? Where the main purpose is to like build up buildings and units, and then face off against other units.
Want to see it again? Always ready.
Oh boy. All right. So
construction here.
As for this mission, this is the first mission. We're gonna be fighting this general called the Air Force General, and he's gonna be the quickest of the lot. So. CC, do you want to talk a little bit about that? This could get a bit hectic.
Yeah, so Sketch is going to be really busy focusing on his build orders and things like that. So I'm going to let him do his thing. So what's really interesting about this general in particular is these generals already have like these really well-defined bases, and they're already really dug in. They have tons of defenses and things like that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually sneak in behind enemy lines, and we're going to take down his base from the inside. In order to the game gives us a few minutes to sort of get something going, because they do have a full-fledged base already built, and they could destroy us instantly. So they're going to give us a little bit of time, and in that time, we're going to go ahead and disable his base from the inside, and then take it over before he has a chance to do anything. So what's kind of funny here is that so power is a resource that you have to maintain in order to keep your base defenses up and running, and his power is really tight in that taking down just these 3 reactors here is enough to turn his entire base offline. And so we can sneak in using these Chinooks. We can bring in our Rangers here, which are sort of our basic infantry. Oops, got a spare one. That's okay.
It's all right. We got a spare. It's fine.
Yeah. These are our basic infantry units, and they have the ability to capture units, or capture buildings, I should say. And so we're going to bring them in behind enemy lines, and we're just going to start capturing all these buildings. And so once we take these power plants offline, we're just going to send these guys in, these Chinooks. See, the defenses have gone offline now, and we can actually just walk straight into his base, and there's nothing he can do. So this is actually the fastest of all the generals here. All the generals usually have units in their base, but because he's the Air Force General, he's going to have a couple of units come in later. But in the meantime, his base is totally wide open, so we're just going to start taking over.
Need a point man. Army's elite. Meet your new owner. Special forces here.
There's a lot of buildings to capture here. We do it to capture all of the power plants and all of the airfields and all the buildings in the middle here. So that includes a couple of things here. You'll notice that he has a command center. That's like his main base thing. That's where he can build builders and stuff like that. We need to capture that at some point. Oh, let's go and capture now.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
this is gonna get a bit awkward. So I lost this. Well, it's okay. So what happened? What just happened here is his planes landed. His planes blew up my ranger here, but I steal his planes. So I'm just gonna blow that up now. Let's see here. This here. We're just gonna blow up the last few buildings, and that will be the end of it. It's a lot of improvisation. I find that there's a lot of improvisation in this game. It makes it kind of cool as well. Like, yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Clean enough.
Yeah. So that wasn't perfect. We didn't get everything done just in time, but that's okay. You know, luckily, because we have 99% of his base already, it was easy to just go ahead and clear him out. So now we're going to see a bit more like actual action here. So what's interesting about Laser in particular is that every mission has a different strategy. So it's a very varied and very interesting style here. So we're actually going to see more traditional gameplay because we kind of just skipped over most of that last one here.
Yeah, that one was the boring one.
Oh, yeah. But now we're getting into something a bit more interesting, and that so this one is going to be really hectic because the first 3 minutes are pretty rough. So go ahead.
Yeah, I basically have to set up a defensive line in the first 3 minutes, and I got to set up my economy at the same time. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a wide defensive line. So it's gonna be running from here. So I have to send 3 dozers to 3 different places, and I have to manage all 3 different places at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it's gonna be. I'm gonna be looking all over the place. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, one of the hard parts about running a game like a real-time strategy game is that you have so many different units and so many different sort of like pots, or what do we call it? There's a term I'm thinking of here, but there's a lot of different things all going on at once, and we have to be able to manage all of them. So like he said earlier, we're going to be managing our economy, so we built a whole bunch of these supply depots so that our Chinooks can start harvesting resources here. That way we can start building stuff. But at the same time, here in just a few minutes, the enemy is going to be sending over just like a wave of troops that we need to be able to take care of. So we need to build up a defensive line here. We're actually going to push up a little bit ahead because there are these buildings here that we can garrison. So by putting infantry inside the buildings, they're protected, and they also do more damage, or they can attack further. It's one of those, I forget exactly, but putting infantry inside of those buildings is really, really helpful for defenses. So we're gonna go ahead and manage this here. So let's see.
It's especially important that I fortify the center because there are gonna be these attack waves, which yeah, those things can be real scary. Anyway, let's see, what else do I need to do? Just one more of those. Okay.
In the meantime, we do have to build another base, sort of off to the upper left here.
Yeah,
but
so
that's
okay.
Good.
So just want to add in here. The initial units, the first wave of units is random. So we rolled Gatling tanks, which is a very good roll. It's very easy to manage Gatling tanks. Yeah, it's very easy to manage Gatling tanks. You can get overlords, and overlords will just roll this thing down, and yeah, then I'll have to send these guys to take care of it. But yeah, good roll.
There we go. That's good. Yeah, so there's a little bit of RNG, nothing too bad, but yeah, if we get the worst one, it can be really tough to deal with. But do we have minimap? So because of our economy, we had to sell our command center, which is what gives us the overhead map on the bottom left corner. So we don't have one right now because we don't have a command center. We sold it in order to get more resources at the very beginning here, which is critical to get our economy up off the ground like as soon as possible.
Okay, now I'm getting a little worried because there's supposed to be a first wave of tanks that show up here, and they're not showing up for a reason. And I don't know whether I should be worried or happy because I don't have to deal with them right now.
Well, we're gonna find out here pretty soon. Okay, you're building a command center now.
No, I don't need this yet. I do need this. So yeah, what's going on, man? Well, you know what? Oh, there you go. Lovely. Okay. Do you want to talk about ECM tanks? These are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're pain.
Yeah, so there are different factions. One of the factions is China, and China has these sort of like, it's like a satellite dish on wheels, and it puts out this sort of like interference that prevents missiles from connecting. Like they just deflect missiles all over the place, and it can be very difficult, especially for the U.S. U.S. uses a lot of missiles for defense, and ECMs just totally, obsolete that stuff. So we have to be careful to make sure that we're actually taking care of the ECMs like ASAP, because they will deflect missiles around even their other allies. So it can be kind of rough to manage that. But as long as we can make sure that they're getting taken care of, we'll be fine.
So right now I'm building my I'm building my war factories. So we're gonna build up an army. Yep. And once that's ready, we're just gonna go in and bash his base wide open. So let's see. We also want to get all these supply centers because they're gonna really boost our economy, and we need all that economy if we wanna build all those laser tanks.
Absolutely.
Okay, so this supply is done. We're gonna transfer. Let's see what else needs doing. I'm gonna get a strat center, the strategy center. The strategy center opens up more options for me. It gives me support bonuses. So it gives me support bonuses like increased range, among other things. That I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh yeah, improved armor. So
yep. I was gonna say we can buy upgrades like that.
I need to heal that thing.
Oh, well,
yeah, this is my defense. This was my defense, so if he would so kindly not... Yes, he's not dead. Okay, good. We are 3-star now. Okay, so we're going to do the 3-star thing. One of the things we want to get are called Pathfinders. Pathfinders are snipers. Lovely snipers. They make short work of infantry, and you'd think that these laser tanks with their megawatt laser mounted on top would be able to handle infantry just fine. They do not. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, so we are gonna need snipers. Long story short, we're gonna need snipers. And look, they're coming out right now. Lovely low snipers. Okay. And is my strat center ready? Not yet. Oh yeah, just got ready. Nice timing.
Perfect.
Okay, so what else needs doing? We're gonna do this and this. So let's talk about these one by one. This is composite armor. Composite armor gives more health to these tanks, and we need more health for these tanks because they're doing the heavy hitting. Where am I? Here. Advanced training. Advanced training is a second. I don't really need it, but it gives my units more veterancy quicker, and that makes them hit harder, live longer. Good things. You just want good things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have this is a repair bay. It gives these guys passive repair. Passive repair is always nice. Hold on a sec. I need this guy to do his job. Okay. Do you want to talk about the panic script?
Sure. So, what's interesting is that some of these generals have what's called a panic script built into the.
It's just this guy. It's just this guy, but yeah.
Just this guy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just this guy.
So whenever we enter his base and start attacking him, he's gonna be like, "Oh no, they're in my base. Let me go ahead and take all of my reserve units and attack the nearest thing." So, by attacking his base with that bomber just now, we actually activate his panic script, and he's gonna start just pouring out all of his units to the west, which is where we have our army here. So we're gonna make short work of him by he's gonna run straight into our open waiting arms. And there they go. Here they come.
Yeah, so this is where we start what we like to call the parade push. So if you look at the mini-map, you're gonna start seeing a lot of these units start making their way through to the other side. So yeah, that's why it's a parade push. They're just gonna parade through, and hopefully parade through his base. So yeah.
Should be.
These tank hunters can make short work of my laser tank, so I'm gonna send the Pathfinders to deal with them first. But of course, everything's got to work together because these Gatling tanks will kill the Pathfinders. Yeah, sometimes you can see like the AI is derped out again. It's good for us. I'm not complaining. Come on.
Would this be a good time to jump in for a couple of quick donations?
Oh yes,
Sure.
absolutely.
Fantastic, thank you very much. We have $50 from Gizmolo, who says, "Greetings from America. Best of luck on all the runs today. Let's save the children." And we also have username yours with a $30 donation, who says, "So it seems the general gist of this game is that you conquer your enemies by commanding your units." Very observant of you there. Both those donations, by the way, are going to the incentive for Fuzziness to run Sega Bass Fishing after the Mario Party 7 run. A quick update on that one for you all as well. We are currently up to $839 out of the 1,500 needed. So over halfway now, still pushing towards that. Please do keep your donations coming in. That will go into a fantastic cause with Save the Children.
Absolutely. Love me some fish. Hopefully we get that fuzziness fish thing going. Sega Bass Fishing. Alrighty. In chat, I saw somebody ask, why are we running Laser General? So I mentioned at some point, but Laser General is one of the most varied generals, at least for the speedrun here, because some generals have like one strat that's really, really, really good, and so it just dominates the entire, the entire game plan. So it's like we could show you an hour and a half of just bunker licks,
Just rushing out one type of unit, and yeah, that's boring, man.
Yeah, it gets boring after a while, and you definitely don't want to watch it for an hour and a half. So this one it's still really fast, and all the missions here have different strategies, and in general, it's just more of a spectator. It's more interesting to watch. Okay, I think we just about got it.
Last buildings, we're almost there.
Yep, got that A10 strike. Take too long.
Come on, almost there. Yeah, beat the A10s. And
There
that
we
was
go.
the tank general. You gotta love that parade push.
There you go. So that was more the traditional style. Traditional style of gameplay here is that we just build an overwhelming force and take out their base. But every once in a while we get opportunities to do a little something different. Like with this one. This is Toxin General. So you notice that we're USA. We just fought China, and now we're up against the GLA. GLA as a faction is like a terrorist cell kind of thing. They use guerrilla warfare and sort of like it's hard to describe, but they use sort of guerrilla warfare and junk and stuff like that and stealth. Really,
this whole game is a parody on the war on terror, and just imagine these guys are the terrorists.
Yeah, that's more or less what it is. So. On this one, we're going to be rushing, or Sketch is going to be rushing an airfield here because we're going to build some helicopters, the Comanches, and we're going to be doing a lot of very specific operations with those. We'll get more into that in a second here, but the main one, this one, is that we're just going to build up a little bit of a defense to protect ourselves, and then from there, we're going to be doing a very precision surgical strike to take this one out. This one in particular, there's not a lot of buildings to destroy, but they're all kind of all over the place. So we need to, there's like a single building, an arms dealer, which is like a war factory. It builds vehicles and stuff like that. It's off on the very far, like the bottom right of the level here. And then the rest of his base is sort of in the northeast corner. So we need to make a push to capture that arms dealer on the bottom right. And then from there, we're going to circle around the backside of the base because they don't have a lot of anti-air. So we can actually just sneak into the back door and just start destroying their entire base from the inside out. There we go.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Okay, Comanche time. So we're gonna start with this. We're gonna blow that up. We wanna blow this demo trap up. We don't have to blow it up, but it's good for us because he gets veterancy and he shoots at like double the fire rate, and that's a big deal for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. So one of the things we kind of mentioned earlier is that there's general experience. So as you destroy things and as you just get more progress more through the match, you get experience that will it'll give you like either special powers or like unit unlocks and stuff like that. So we're going to be using that to get like the A10 strikes, which is what it lets us do that sort of airstrike to destroy the enemy. The other thing is that units themselves get veteracy, which we said makes them attack faster, live longer, stuff like that. But it's very, very useful.
Oh, we low powered. Oh, fine. All part of the plan, man.
Oh, there you go. Perfect timing. So we're going to be doing some Chinooks, or not? Yeah, we're going to use Rangers here to capture a couple of buildings, and we're going to be destroying these toxin bunkers because two things: one, it gives us a little bit of general experience and veteracy, but two, the poison takes out the GLA's stinger sites. Yeah, so they're run with actual like men inside, and so the toxin is effective against the infantry units there. So that's going to take out those stinger sites, and that's going to allow us to just straight up bypass their security. Another thing you're going to see a lot of that we haven't talked about. You're going to say something?
I forgot to build my strat center.
Oh,
we're good. We're good.
Okay. Something you're going to see is that the Rangers, the basic infantry unit that we have an upgrade called the Flashbang, which allows them to take out garrisoned units like instantly. So they can just shoot a flashbang into a building and clear out an entire building instantly. It's really, really strong. Every faction has one. For GLA and China, it's a tank. There's like the toxin tank and the flamethrower tank, dragon tank. There we go. So every faction has that, but USA specifically has the Ranger.
Army's elite. Yes, sir. This one's mine. Comanche here. Special forces here.
So
I just want to add that there's normally an anti-air quad cannon over here. He randomly shows up. I haven't quite figured out. He's quite naughty. I haven't quite figured out his logic. So good that he's not here. I'm very happy for that because that means these guys can run freely. Yeah. Okay. This guy has a job, and I'll tell you what. We're gonna wait a little bit because we're gonna wait a little bit because I want to make sure I have enough bombers. I mean, this is a marathon, right? So safety. I want to make sure I have enough bombers to take this down. And well, there's a couple other things, but yeah, let's just wait for at least 2 bombers to come out, and then we'll start the fight. We'll start the game. We'll execute. That's the word.
While we're waiting on those bombers, do you mind if I jump in again quickly?
sure.
Thank you very much. We have a $5 donation from Shaw who says, "Unit lost." We also have a $25 donation from Astral Storm who says, "Nuclear launch detected." And Sir Zeller has just donated $50 as well, who says, "Always fun to see some RTS games being run, and I love Command & Conquer Generals. It was one of my first RTS games." And just to let you know, the $5 from Shaw is going towards Shoot Mania, the one-hand hard map showcase. The $25 from Astral Storm is going towards the blindfold choice for the Super Smash Bros. Melee Adventure Mode, and that's on the White Cat option, putting that into second. And finally, Cezalot is splitting their donation between Sega Bass Fishing and that one-hand showcase as well. Thank you all so much for your donations.
Thank you. All right, so we're starting the assault now. So you notice the Comanches here were able to kind of come in from the east side and take out everything just fine.
That was so close. I lost one of the A10s. Normally 3 A10s are just enough, but I lost one. So
That's
the bomber
okay.
came in to clear it out. Yeah, that was good. That was so close.
That's very close. So, like I said with the precision strike, we were able to take out a couple of the other buildings really easily, and then that last push, we were able to just knock out whatever was left, and that was enough to push it out. So, someone asked if we were going to use the particle cannon. We will at some point, but generally speaking, that's rather kind of slow, and so we don't want to use that if we can avoid it.
Yeah, particle cannons take like 4 minutes to charge, and yeah, that takes too long, man.
We can do a lot of work in 4 minutes otherwise, so.
Yep.
Alright, so we're up against Shitao, the Nuke General. Alright, Nuke General is interesting in that he doesn't rebuild any of the buildings that are lost. So we can kind of poke at him and take out some of his buildings, and it won't be a problem at all.
If you're playing this casually, you can just take your time, really. The only pressure you have is to blow up his production, so just blow up his war factories, and you can take your time about the rest.
There we go. All right. What's nice about this map is that there's a lot of economy that we can work with. There's like 3 different supply depots, or big supply depots. What do you call them? Supply spots? Whatever. You know, the big ones that you can get supplies from. So that's really handy. And there's also a bunch of oil derricks that will give us more money as well.
Getting that passive income.
That's right.
Okay, I think we're getting there. Okay. This is another lull segment as well. So, if you have any, Huds, if you have any donations you'd like to call out, go right ahead.
No further donations at the moment, but I would like to remind everyone that we are raising money for Save the Children, a really fantastic charity. They've got over 25,000 dedicated staff all over the world, and Save the Children responds to major emergencies, delivering innovative programs and ensuring children's voices are heard through our campaigning to build a better future for and with children. And Save the Children's bold ambition builds on 100 years of experience of bringing communities, civil society, governments, businesses and donors together to achieve lasting change for children. Every single penny that you're able to donate really does count. So, if you are able to, please do consider donating to the marathon and to Save the Children. It's really appreciated. Thank you.
Absolutely. Won't somebody think of the children? All right. So, Nuke General is about to send over a couple of helixes, so we're going to build some rocket soldiers on the hill up here, just because they're going to try and take us out. So we're going to make sure that they don't get that far. Another thing is that this base in particular has kind of poor stealth detection. They use a lot of garrison buildings as their defenses instead of using the Gatling turrets, and the Gatling turrets can detect stealth and the garrison buildings cannot. So that's going to allow us to kind of come in sneakily here in a little bit. Oh, here are the helixes. Use the laser targeting, make sure we send out more missiles. I think we got it. Good.
Okay, good for us, good for us.
Almost got that barracks, but we're not going to let them.
Okay, so part of this mission, part of speeding things up is to just pick up. Where we're trying to find like blind spots to pick apart, things like this, for example. I mean, these are we need to blow these up anyway. So since we can do it now, it's a free kill.
And like I said, you'll notice that we got the flashbangs coming in, clearing out these buildings here. Very look at that. So very, very helpful.
Oh, I forgot all these things. Yeah, we'll get this started. And this guy's gonna go. We're gonna blow this up. We lost the ring. It's fine. If I don't pay attention to this guy, he tends to die. So yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, there is a nuke cannon right there, so they will tend to get hit by that.
No, the strange thing is the nuke cannons don't do anything at all.
Really?
They just sit around. I mean, they try to run you over. They don't shoot. That's the really weird thing about these guys. I'm not sure why.
The AI in this is a little busted.
Yeah, to say the least. This 0 hour had a terrible death cycle, in my estimation. Like I heard it was rushed. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
They actually had many more things planned. Like right now you see right now you see the Nuke General. He has ordinary tank hunters, the rocket soldiers, and he was supposed to have everything nuclear. Like everything was nuclear.
Interesting.
He's supposed to have nuclear tank hunters. He's supposed to have I don't know what else. I'm not entirely sure. We're not blowing this up yet, are we?
Nuclear powered harvesters.
Better blow this up now.
Yes,
nuclear battle masters. You see those guys? Yep. Okay, so we're gonna send Colonel Burton out.
Okay, a couple things real quick. So there's a couple of those nuke trucks just laying around. That one just so happens to be able to be used where we can blow up his incoming forces while we capture his war factory. Two, every base or every faction has a super infantry unit. Ours is Colonel Burton, who's like a Rambo kind of guy. He's stealthy and he has a big gun, and he can like plant bombs and blow stuff up. And he can also climb up walls and stuff. He's a big tough guy. So we're gonna send him behind enemy lines, and because he doesn't need to walk through the front door, he can like climb over the wall and
he's just gonna get in here and blow up the Gatling cannon with his burst rifle.
Yeah, so he's just gonna sneak in behind there and just take that out.
Oh, I need to take that down. Okay, so the reason why I took this Gatling cannon down is because I want to sneak this Comanche through and poke in from this side. Okay, is he done yet? Yeah, he's done. Okay. Okay, good for us. We're getting things done. So we need to take this down, I believe.
Jarman, Kell, and Black Lotus are the other two, but we're not going to see them at all in this run. So
no, we aren't. Yeah, that's right. Let's see what else needs doing.
Congratulations, General. You have been promoted.
Oh, he threw his artillery. Don't. Oh, good. Okay, that was close. Okay.
Yeah. So well, you're going to see these bombers a lot, especially in the next couple of levels. We have access to these Aurora bombers, or the USA has access to the Aurora bombers, in which when they're on their attack run, like when they're going towards their target, they cannot be attacked or damaged. So they are invulnerable, which means you get a guaranteed hit whenever you go into the attack. But as soon as that attack is done, they're super vulnerable and they will die like almost instantly every time. But they're very helpful for us because we can just send in a very powerful attack that can't be stopped, which is very helpful, especially for they're essentially suicide bombers, because there's a lot of these defenses here where it's like we can't just walk in, you know. We have to fight all this stuff. It's like we don't want to have to destroy every single one of their base defenses. Vernon, no! Okay, he's fine. He's got a little radiation.
He got some radiation poisoning, but he's fine. Yeah.
He's also got a higher veteracy, so you'll notice that he heals himself, which is really nice. He also attacks super fast, so also really nice.
Okay. Okay, power's down. That means we can have fun. So this guy, well, this Comanche, I'm just gonna send him over to help out because we really need help here. What else? We need more bombers, so we're gonna get more bombers. And Colonel Burton. Okay, well, Colonel Burton's job is done, so we don't need him there anymore. We're just gonna blow this up. There's a reactor here. Okay, I need to take care of those two. Oh, no, don't die. Oh, he died. Well, we still have one more there, so it's fine. I need to send this guy to take care of this. And do I have any more bombers? There we go. Okay, that was weird. Well, okay, I should have expected that. So what's happening is the nuclear silo is blocking the way. It's kind of obnoxious, but yeah. So we have to come in through this way, which is unfortunate. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
And there we have it.
Another moment, and I will.
Yeah, some of these missions can be a little like the cleanup can be a little sloppy at times. Like once we get in, we can kind of take out their critical infrastructure, and then it's all about just making sure we take everything out. And that's where like the real time save comes in. It's like making sure we execute every single one of our strategies like perfectly every time is going to be rough. But anyways, enough about that. This is the super weapon general, who is probably the hardest general to fight. That even includes the very final boss, which is like an amalgamation of all three factions. Super weapon might actually be harder than that. So, super weapon is, like I said, it's gonna be pretty rough. So I'm gonna let Sketch do his thing here. So there's gonna be a lot of poking. She's gonna send over a bunch of forces, just like every once in a while. That's gonna do a ton of obnoxious damage. Like nothing super critical, but just it's gonna be really frustrating because she's gonna blow up our buildings and she's gonna target our resources and stuff like that. She's very frustrating to fight against, especially on the hardest difficulty. But one of the things we're gonna do is we can actually manip her AI a bit. So she has access to A10s just like we do. And so one of the things that she's going to do is that she's going to target specific buildings for her A10 strike based off of like a certain criteria. I believe it's something along the lines of like 3 units in high value. So if we can build 3 buildings right next to each other that are all pretty expensive, she will specifically try to attack that thing. And because of buildings, if they're at 0% or if they're not finished building and they're at full health, you can actually cancel them. Oh, I just saw the A10s coming in over the top.
Oh yeah, I should have shown you guys. It was awesome. Like 0 damage to me.
Yeah. So because of that, you know, we have to sort of set up a decoy, and then we can actually refund those buildings before she attacks them, and we can get a full refund, and we avoid taking any damage. So it's the best way we can know how to get through this, because otherwise she would just be destroying our base right now. We also did a manip to like pull aggro from the Comanches to the command center, and then we're going to take them out with the missiles. She's also going to send over like a Chinook with Rangers in them, so we're going to build some anti-air right here. It's just constant, right? This is probably one of the most difficult because there's all that going on. But at the other hand, you may notice on the mini-map that the super weapon general, her name is General Alexander, Alexander's base is an island, so we can't get land forces over there. She also has these EMP turrets that essentially insta kill any Air Force unit, like any helicopters or planes or anything that tries to fly over will instantly get destroyed because the EMP instantly disables the units and they just fall to the ground. So she is super hard to get in on. So this is one where we're going to have to build some particle cannons, some of the super weapons. We haven't talked about them much because they haven't been very notable, but this is when we finally get to start building particle cannons. Because one of the only ways that we can really get into her base is to disable her power, and there's a lot of power to get rid of. So we'll get to that soon. But yeah, she's going to send a Chinook over here, and
we run them over. Simple enough.
Simple enough. Also, we put out some decoy units so that they would use their... she has her own Aurora bombers like we use that are like super powerful. And so we just sort of set up a decoy so that she'll focus on that instead of our base.
And it can be really expensive. Like she can take down a command center. Like 4 bombers, I think.
Yeah, it's
brutal, man.
It's dummy. It's dummy strong. So... But yeah, so we're going to be overtaking this part of the island here. We have some room to build, but we're also going to need to start taking over. There's a couple of like smaller islands around the area. We're going to do a little island hopping and take over all of those, and sort of cripple her defenses from that side, and sort of build up our economy and stuff on the others.
Okay.
Also, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think I'm good.
So. The particle cannon is coming up here. The A10 strike is on a 4-minute timer, which is the exact same as the particle uplink cannon. So lucky for us, they're about around the same time. So we are going to be setting up a target here. So wait here. We're going to build up some supplies, and that's gonna be the decoy here. And then as soon as we hear that is being triggered, we're going to disable it. And then there goes the particle cannon. So she's going to attack the building that was just there, and she locks in her target really quickly. And once we disable that, she won't change target. So that's how we're going to be able to sort of survive the fact that she's going to just start attacking our base nonstop. All right.
This AI manip hasn't been figured out perfectly. Oh yeah, there you go. Sometimes this happens. Oh no! Oh, I lost everything. Okay. Don't worry, we can always rebuild.
We can always
rebuild, but you know this causes me to lose time, and because I gotta rebuild and everything.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter. I can always rebuild that. I have to wait for all 3. I'm waiting for 3 particle cannons. So, do I even need this? You know, let's just get it up first. what does it matter? Just gonna get it up first.
Unit lost.
Special forces here. Ready for action.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's exactly the reason why you know, this mission is one of the hardest ones. Is that stuff like that can happen where you think you have the manip just right, and yeah, then we get actually obliterated. So yeah, that happens sometimes. But lucky for us, it's not the end of the world. We got money. Just gonna lose it.
Plenty of money, and we're gonna drop some. We're gonna drop some rangers. We just hit 3-star. We're gonna drop some rangers to blow this thing up. We're gonna slow push our way to this supply center. Mainly because we don't have anything else to do while waiting for our particle cannons to get ready. Yeah, so we're just gonna get this started first. And I low powered myself. Man, I suck at speedrunning.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, so good, he's dead. We're gonna. Oh wait, we can't do this yet. We need this to be ready. So what this guy has is this lovely thing called he has a this is a strategy center, and you deploy a strategy at your strategy center, and what the strategy that I want is called search and destroy. It improves my attack range so that these guys have just enough range to shoot that thing up.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to have just enough range. Okay. Die. Okay, thank you.
There's a couple different varieties of the strategies. There's like a search and destroy, which is the increased range. There's also a defensive one that gives you more armor. And there's also one that makes units do more damage.
They're shooting back. That's good. They weren't shooting back just now. I wasn't sure why. Anyway, it's sorted out now. We can get started with 2 more particle cannons, and yeah, once those are ready, we can start with the second phase of blowing up that what's it called? That supply center.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those guys are dead. Lovely.
Special forces here.
Now let's hope this one works. Okay, so I have this thing called that. I'm gonna use my A10 strike on her. We're gonna try and blow up these reactors because we've discovered that she does not rebuild these reactors. So if you can blow those up, you know, it's free kills. You might as well just do it now.
Mm-hmm.
These reactors she rebuilds. These reactors she rebuilds. Anything on the low ground here she rebuilds. And I better get ready for my I'm gonna again.
Yeah. 10 seconds still.
Yep, 10 seconds. These bombers, they give very good EXP. The problem is my anti-IS sucks, so hang on, I gotta get this thing right. I'm gonna put like 5 or 6 of them just to be sure.
And make sure you have a whole bunch of
them.
them.
Low powered, no! Okay, should I just sell one of these? Forget it, doesn't matter. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Okay. Let's just make sure.
Yes. That 8-pin. Is that working?
That's better. That's better. Good 8-10s.
Yeah, that's good. I wasn't sure. That angle didn't look right. I was like, oh.
Yeah. That's never happened before.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little storm the beach action here.
Come on, do your job. Kill these guys. Okay, so we'll just blow these up first. Yeah, and that's it. Ooh, so this happened. Well, it's not a big deal. Oh, this happened! Where was I? Okay, so we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with this. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. This is actually not good. Come on, can we shoot back, please?
It sounds like you're having a tough time, Sketch. Can I maybe inspire you with some donations?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Amazing. Dragon of Lord has donated $50 and that has put that one towards Sega Bass Fishing because of course we all want to see that game being run. We also have a $25 donation from Paul190 who says, I'm currently working in a children's psych ward and will start as a child and adolescent psychiatrist next year when I finish my medical studies. I can confidently tell you any help children get in tough situations is worth multiples later. We should listen more to children's ideas and thoughts, such an inspiring view of the world, and you know, I agree with that fully as well. So, you know, it really does make a huge difference every single dollar that you are able to donate out there. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so we're kind of scrambling here.
Yeah, we are definitely scrambling here.
We will survive. We'll overcome this, but yeah, this is definitely putting a little bit of a damper on things here. Luckily, we have a bit of a buffer here with our estimate, so that won't be a problem for the marathon. But yeah, this is definitely rough. But here's the thing, right? Is that one of the things that comes with running on the hardest difficulty is that you have times like this when, you know, a strategy like, you know, maybe you weren't paying attention to the Avengers that we had that are anti-air and they got destroyed. So because of that, like our whole strategy crumbled, right? So now we have to be able to build a new strategy on the fly. And Sketch is one of the best speedrunners I've ever seen for this game, and definitely one of the best players for this game I've ever seen. And if anyone can handle it, I know Sketch can. So,
oh, it's fine. We'll just rebuild. These things are cheap.
You're right. Luckily, those those airfields are pretty cheap. So,
Yeah. Gunship reporting in. Up. Comanche here. Missile launcher right here.
Okay.
all right. So what's our strategy? You're building Comanches here. What's the plan with these?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for these 2 particle cannons to get ready, and once the 2 particle cannons are ready, actually, you know what? I'm gonna cancel these. Give me a moment. The particle cannons are starting up. I need to get ready for this. I'm gonna sell
Oh, this is true. We do.
okay, sorry. Where was I? Yeah. So hold on. I think the A10s are gonna strike here. Okay.
You have to worry about A10s.
Where was I? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 2 particle cannons. We're going to destroy her power,
Congratulations, General. You
and
have
once her power is destroyed, we just sweep in with Comanches and blow up everything else that we missed out on. So yeah, it's gonna look like that. Oh, very nice. Look at that.
Did you set
Okay.
your strategy?
So 2 particle. So we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this thing now. 8 reactors with this thing. Okay, we can leave that to run. 5 reactors with this thing.
Unit lost.
And let's just hope we get enough power for this, because if it does not go well, let's not think about that, shall we? I actually wanted to wait for 3 particle cannons, but we're losing time as it is. I'm just gonna wait for a couple more bombers to be safe. I want to take this thing down. Okay. I tell you what. Let's just dive in now. I'm gonna send this guy to take this down. We're gonna make sure that this works. This jolly well work. Oh no! It stopped. It powered back up. Yeah, that's what happens.
Unit lost.
So okay, we're gonna need this bomber. He's gonna go for this. We're gonna take this bomber, and he's gonna go for hold on. Okay, we're gonna take this bomber, and he's gonna go for this. The problem is the dozers, really.
Yes.
Yeah, the dozers
So-
keep rebuilding. They rebuild really aggressively. So if you don't execute this perfectly, well, not perfectly. If you don't execute this well, you could be in hot water. I'm gonna go in there, and I'm going to kill the dozers because I hate them so much. Hang on, let's take this down first.
Make sure you're taking down those
Die.
towers.
Thank you.
There you go. That's just gonna buy yourself a little more time here.
Yeah, it's gonna buy me time. I need that time. This guy is gonna go for this. I need more Comanches. Where are my Comanches?
They all died.
Oh, they all died. No. Oh, he died too. What was that? What was that all about? Anyway,
Comanche here. Making a sweep. Hose them down. Yes, sir. Gunship.
yeah, everyone
so
loves
you
to
guys,
run
you
with
guys are gonna get a taste.
improvise.
This is what the improvised route kind of looks like. That's the reason why our strategies are really important. That we make sure we nail everything right the first time. Is that you know, making sure that we're able to like take out their base defenses and slip in undetected. Like that's like the the biggest thing, because otherwise you just have these scrambles here where it's like they're going to be aggressively rebuilding their base and their defenses and their units, and we have to be able to adapt to that. That's okay. We got the upper hand now. We're in their base. We're destroying all their stuff. Their command center is now down, which means that they can't build any more dozers. Well, not down just yet. It's almost down.
Okay, so now we've gotten the command
There we
center. She is not building any more dozers, and all these guys shooting the wrong building. I don't need him to shoot that. Okay,
Okay, the scramble is over. You know, it's a little rough, but we got it.
yeah, we got it. We got it. Just closing out now.
Unit lost.
Oh, too close.
Yeah, he's got some missile defenders, or she's got some missile defenders in
In
one
sitting
of
in this
those.
fire base over here.
General, look over there. Someone's capturing your building.
Almost there.
Almost.
This is the last
Man.
building. And well, it's not time yet. It's time for this mission, but
Okay,
Yeah.
that's that mission done. All right, we did it.
all right.
It's
What a
not
nightmare.
fair. And I would have beaten you, General.
All right.
Challenge me again.
Up next, Prince Kassad, who is the stealth general. Yes.
And another who stood against me falls.
So the fun bit about Stealth General is that all his buildings are camouflaged. You can't. Yeah, you see over here. You need detection everywhere you go. And yeah, so that's gonna be. Fortunately, I remember where all the buildings are. The problem is, it's not like you can just left click on the building. You gotta get into range, and then they'll reveal themselves and all that stuff. So and another thing about the Stealth General, a little bit more detail. His base is split into two. So we're essentially executing two. Can you call it two different strategies?
Yeah,
One
I think
for each
so.
base.
Yeah,
And,
they're two strats in tandem.
yeah, we have to do it at the same time because you know we're trying to save time and all, and that's what makes this mission difficult
Indeed.
because you're trying to do both at the same time.
New construction. Always prepared.
Exactly. So we're gonna set up our base real quick. Gonna get multiple supply depots. There's a bunch of like separate supply piles here that we can gather. So having multiple supply depots makes that go faster because the units have more, can all independently gather resources and then bring them back instead of waiting in line. So we're gonna build up our defenses here. Luckily, base defenses have the power to detect stealth. So like the laser turrets that we're gonna build are gonna be able to do that, which is nice because that means they can't sneak into our base through the front door.
Army's elite.
But so, like I said, they have two bases, like a north and a south base. The south base is susceptible to a Chinook attack. So we're gonna get one of our supply guys, our supply helicopters, and we're gonna fill it up with Rangers and a couple of like missile launchers and guys and stuff like that. And we're gonna go behind enemy lines and capture a bunch of buildings on that side, and then we're going to take out the building that way by just capturing things and overtaking the base from the inside. Whereas on the top part, we have to build in like a parade push kind of thing, where we're just going to go in with an overwhelming force and just brute force our way in. Both sides are heavily fortified, but you know there's a lot more air defenses on the north side, so we can't just sneak in like we normally do. All the while, we do have to be worried about Prince Kassad, the enemy here, has the ability to do this like sneak attack thing where he puts up a tunnel that comes in anywhere he wants, and he can spawn it in our base and just start pumping out units. So we have to be aware of that, as well as he has a satellite scramble, which makes normal units even more undetectable. So they're a good way to run this game on Windows 10. The only way I would suggest is there is a mod that sort of has some quality of life improvements that make it more easy to run on modern systems. It's not easy. It takes a little bit of finagling, but once you get it set up, it works pretty well. So look up Gen Tools. That's the way most people play nowadays. It's also how people play online. So there is still a very popular online sort of what do you call it? competitive community as well. So the game still has quite a bit of a player base, surprisingly enough. But it's well deserved. I think this is one of my favorite RTS games, and surely a one for the ages. All right, here we go. We're dropping in with our Rangers here. Going to go ahead and attack from the inside, and because they have so many garrison buildings here, we're going to be using flashbangs in order to clear that out. You know, the classic.
Congratulations, General.
I can't wait for your next attack.
And then we're also going to garrison our own buildings in order to take out some other things. Huds?
Hey, yeah, would you mind if I quickly jump in?
Sure.
Thanks very much. I just wanted to let you guys know about an upcoming bid war. It's coming up in around about 2 hours' time for the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD run. It's the option to choose the file name. A little update on that for you. Taskbot is currently winning with $167. In second place with 75 is Ere. And in third place, Chic, and then there's a few others with $5, $10, and $15. Chuck, Lank, Lonk, and Lunk. So if you want to choose the file name for that one, do get your donations in quick. As I say, that one's coming up in around 2 hours' time.
Nice. You notice that, so whenever all the units came out of that tunnel network there, the missiles have, like, splash damage. So we were able to destroy a whole bunch of units all at once, which is really, really handy.
Congratulations, General.
And now that we have that barracks, we're actually going to build missile units to help fortify our other ones here. So all right.
Oh, there we go. I'll use that guy.
You might want to look into that. I have no idea, chat. Anyways, back to the show here. So we're taking it at the bottom. In the meantime, we are building up a bunch of forces here, and that's going to help us push through on the top. Mainly, we're going to use a lot of laser tanks, as you might expect. We're also going to use pathfinders and microwave tanks, which you don't see too often.
Warning, sneak attack detected. Unit lost.
Here you go. That's that tunnel network sneak attack I was talking about. We got it disabled though. Luckily, the microwave tanks are able to disable that totally, and it's like not a problem. You can just straight up take care of that.
Oh boy, I forgot about this. See, that's what happens when you don't play, when you're not doing things simultaneously.
It's rough. I mean, being able to handle multiple different things, you know, at the same time it's tough. You know, you're trying to take out tunnel networks over here, trying to defend the base. We're also trying to take over this enemy base. There's a lot going on, which is what makes real-time strategy games really hard to play, especially on the hardest difficulty.
Don't die. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die because what happens is these guys start shooting. You bait those guys out, and yeah, that's why I don't want him to die.
It's good. We don't want anybody to die.
Yeah, living's good. Okay.
Choose life.
Yeah, choose life, man. Okay, we need to get some more power because what's gonna happen is these guys consume power. I don't know how that works. Like, where are the cables and all that? When there's if I build too many of them, they just power down, and that's it. That's it for those guys.
Yeah, it is a funny side effect of that. Yeah.
Okay, maybe not the ambulance.
Medic here. We're there.
All right, so here the pathfinders are going to help us see all of the units underneath, or all the traps and things underneath. But so now that we've essentially taken care of the bottom, we can focus entirely on that north base. And so we're going to make this big push in here. The microwave tanks are going to be able to take out the defenses without having to worry about it too much. The snipers will be able to take out the scuds, or the stingers, I mean, which is also really helpful. And then we're just going to make a big push to the end here. We do know where everything is, so it's not too big of a deal. Luckily, we don't have to worry about like finding all the buildings. But you know, and having the units, it's easier to have some units around that can actually target those, so that makes it a lot easier to take out the base here.
this is a bit of setup. So we want to throw 3 A10s here because what it's gonna do, it's gonna put the palace that is hiding here to 1 HP, and yeah, that makes it very easy to blow up later on. So that's the idea. Okay,
Gonna soften that up a little bit.
Yep. Why don't we see that? Because well, we're waiting for things to get ready here. Yes, there we go. I've had it blow up before, like 0 HP, and then what happens is when you blow up a GLA building, what gets left behind is called a hole, and the holes rebuild. You leave them for too long, they rebuild. Okay, wait, this is not good. This is not good. We have a hijacker in the house, and yeah, hijackers are very bad. Yeah, there you go. Oh gosh. Okay. This is very bad. Yeah, this is very bad. Wait. Hang on. Okay, I don't see any hijackers. The reason why those hijackers are able to run freely, run amok, is because I lost my Pathfinder just now. So
The snipers can instantly take out infantry.
Snipers
so
one-shot those things, but yeah, that was unfortunate. Come on, kill him please, You see, like, the megawatt lasers, man, they should do something to these guys.
Surprisingly,
think they'd be able to do something.
Humans really resistant to lasers. Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thunk? Come on.
Yeah, one of the interesting challenges about GLA is that you mentioned earlier about the tunnels, or the holes, I should say, and that every building has 2 health bars. You have to destroy the building generally, and then there's a second health bar where if you don't destroy that, it will automatically rebuild itself back to full HP. So it makes all of their buildings really sturdy in that it's hard to just take it out with a single strike. You have to do like multiple strikes, or like have a force there to constantly attack it. Otherwise, it does not go very well.
Okay, so that 1 HP palace that that I mentioned, we're gonna just take it down with the Spectre gunship. So yeah, it should be gone. It's just enough. It's usually just enough.
Alright, I think all that's left is the command center.
And now it's the final building. Yes, it's the final building. We're good. We just blow this up and we're done. We don't need this fuel bomb, it's just for fun.
There we go, get to use that. I'm gonna guess it doesn't have enough health to make it to the command center?
Yeah, it doesn't have enough health to make it, so, you know, there's no point.
Alright, cool. Alright, there we go.
There we have it.
Victorious.
And that was Stealth, and I believe we are on to our final general.
Yep. General Ling.
All right.
There's no shame.
So General Ling is interesting in that she's not actually a playable character. Like all the other ones you can actually play. Like we're playing as General Towns, and General Towns has their own level that we can play on, but not in this one, obviously. But General Ling is, like I said, she's a amalgamation of all 3. She has the power to use USA and China and GLA forces, and she has a massive base that has like multiple command centers and just an absolute, just a ton of units and buildings and air defenses and stuff. She has a veritable fortress, and she's pretty tough to take out, but we are going to do our best to take her down from the inside. You also notice that she used all 3 super weapons, so yeah, you do not get prepared for this kind of mission here. One of the other things, though, is that this map in particular is actually really restrictive. So it's very thin and very tall, and the idea is that you have to slowly but surely make your way through this sort of winding mountain sort of region. And you do not have a lot of space to build, so you don't have a lot of space to just build up a massive base. You have to like slowly but surely gain more ground and take over more area, more space. You don't have a lot of resources, and it's just in general you have so many obstacles along the way. But what's really interesting is that with specific units, you can sort of get past all of this terrain, and you can sort of it feels weird to say sequence break, but you can kind of go in a way that's not really intended, and you can get behind the enemy in certain ways, and just it's really cool strategy wise. So starting off building up, our basic You know, we're getting some power, getting some units, get some infantry. I mean, getting some supplies. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using, a Chinook here, the supply helicopters, and we're going to be trying to go above this mountain area to get on that upper ridge where those patrolling units are right here. And by doing that, we're going to take out the enemies from behind, as well as the defenses that are on the right side. So you won't see it at the moment, but you'll see it eventually. There's a couple of bunkers that are just filled with missile units and stuff, and it's really hard to get past that. So we're going to take that out with a flashbang from behind. But in the meantime, let's see here. They're going to be sending some infantry over the bridge. We're just going to run them over. That's actually the fastest way to kill infantry, is just run them over with a...
We get a strike? Yes, we got a strike. Okay, nice.
Well done, well done.
Okay, so our Comanches here, we're gonna blow this up. We can slowly work our way through to the rest. Sometimes these guys are supposed to patrol and reach the bridge, go back around, go back up there. But sometimes they don't do that. Sometimes they just skip the bridge. Sometimes they just skip like this segment entirely. It's kind of random. I chalk it up to just the. It's just the way the engine goes. It's kind of weird. So I'm good that I'm happy that we got a good cycle here. Yep. And he's going to die, isn't he? Come on. I can't get too close because these guys will tear me a new one. Okay, good. We can get this, and I've been focusing too long on that. So yeah, I was wasting time there. Okay, so these tank hunters, they will also tear me a new one. But the good news is that I slightly outrange them. So yeah, good that we got that sorted. Okay,
yeah, max range, perfect.
This. Okay, so we're gonna start this. We're gonna start this biz. Okay, get in there. Okay.
Yeah, luckily, they don't have a lot of anti-air in this area, so we can, with careful maneuvering, we can really just get behind everything. And like, those tank hunters are freaking out. Ah!
Yeah, they're freaking out. Okay.
they're really freaking out.
Yeah, I'm really scared of those tank hunters. They can just ruin your Comanches like that.
Visibility clear.
Like you blink twice and they're gone. So good that we managed to clear them out easily, like handy enough. Okay, so I need to get this done quickly.
Congratulations, General.
Okay.
You have been promoted.
Just a little bit of setup. These guys are gonna go here. Okay, good.
I'll get it there. Provisions en route.
Yep. These guys are going to business there. Okay, good. We'll take this. One dragon tank. Okay, no problem. This guy's easy.
Yeah, you'll see in the corner there's the bunker that has all the infantry in it. That's one of the two that are really hard. There's like this ridge area that's kind of hard. They have patrolling units and all that. So now that we've got that taken care of, we're going to be able to start mounting an offense to sort of move into this other area. But it's been a minute. Is there any donations or anything to read off?
I just wanted to give everyone a little update on our next milestones. We are just over $2,000 away from hitting the $40,000 milestone, which is an incredible amount raised. We are so close. It would be amazing to reach that tonight. Also, our next big milestone in terms of beating our previous ESAs. The next one up for us is ESA Winter 2021. We are now under $10,000 away from beating that one, a total of 47,531 to beat. You're doing an incredible job out there. Please do keep those donations coming in. It's going to a great cause for Save the Children, and we're really close to those milestones now.
Let's get it in, dude. Guys, all y'all out there, not just dudes. You know, everybody out there. Let's see if we can't break those milestones.
Unit lost.
Oh, got a turret here. Someone in chat asked about the laser, why we chose Laser General. We talked about it a bit ago, but Laser General has the most varied and just an overall interesting strategy to watch from a spectator view. Some of the other generals are faster, but they usually have one particular strategy that just overpowers anything else. And so you only get to see like the same strategy over and over and over again. And so Laser General has a lot of different strategies that get to be used, and it's a really interesting run. And it's also still pretty fast. So it's the best of both worlds. especially for a marathon.
I need more
All
dozers.
right. I do need more dozers. So one of the things about this one in particular, like I mentioned, that there are so many defenses, around that base that it's going to be really hard for us to get in. So we're going to do kind of something similar where
Similar to
everyone
Super
knows dudes
Weapon.
is everyone. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. What was I saying? So there's so many base defenses and things. It's going to be really hard for us to just get in and attack. So instead of building up a massive force, which would take a very long time, we're going to build up some particle cannons and some bombers, and we're going to do some precision strikes because we do have to do some dozer hunting, kind of like with the super weapon general. We have to be able to take out the command center and all of the dozers so that they can stop rebuilding everything, and then from there we can take out all the required buildings, and then once all those are gone, then we're in the clear. So we're just going to be building defenses to hold the line here, but the rest of this is going to be we're going to be building up some bombers and particle cannons. So I guess it's kind of a nice time to sort of talk about Command and Conquer speedrunning in general. Like we mentioned that there are other generals that you could play, and they all have different strategies, and so there's a whole bunch of different things that you could play if you were ever interested in joining the community. We're a small group here, but I think we got some pretty cool people here, and we've got plenty of resources on how to do speedruns. And if anybody's ever interested, it's very accessible. The easy one is pretty easy to get into. There's also normal and hard difficulties if you want to flex on how absolutely amazing you are at this game. I can't do anything harder than normal because it's very hard. So if you're interested, there's general challenges. There's 3 different campaigns, one for each faction, and they have very structured missions, and they're also really interesting. Why is saying in general not a meme yet? We try to.
I was wondering when that was going to happen. In general. There's also the campaigns. They're very structured. I personally prefer campaigns. It's more restrictive in the requirements, and the objectives are also a bit more restrictive. But I find it to be interesting, and probably a bit more interesting, and a lot faster as well. So, but we got different varieties and different things. Anybody who's interested, feel free to join the community. You can check out our speedrun.com page. Just CNC Generals 0 hour. We got a whole page for that. And there's a link to the Discord in there too. So, all right. So what are we doing right now? I see you're gathering some more resources, building up some units here. We're getting ready for our final attack. But the thing is, we need to build up a lot. Like we need to build like 20 bombers, something like that. The reason is the alternative would be to walk in with my laser tanks, and that takes even longer. So yeah, this is not what I want. This is not what I like to do, but the thing is, I just haven't found a quicker way to do it, sadly. So this will have to do.
Yeah, that's more or less some of the problems with General's challenge runs, is that sometimes it's like the only strategy that's really going to work is you just kind of have to take the slow route, where it's like we're going to have to build up a big force or build up super weapons and take care of that. So.
Gatling tank. Gatling tank was ruining my my command Gs, but oh well, they're good. Just pull them back a bit. It's fine. Sorry. Did I interrupt something?
No, it's fine. All right.
I'm not sure why I captured that. I don't have to.
I mean, what else are you gonna do, right?
Yeah, what else am I gonna do? I'm just waiting for my bombers to build up, and yeah, we're just building bombers right now.
Absolutely.
Okay, how many airfields do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's gonna be just nice. The thing is, I'd like to get more because this is a marathon, and marathon's all about safety, right?
One more, perfect. Look at that.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
Particle cannon.
Normally I'd like to I'd like to start the moment my particle cannons get ready, because that's the whole point. That's the like the whole idea was to get these guys charged and then execute, because that's like maximum time save and all. But but you know what? We're gonna wait a little bit. I want to get those bombers up anyway, so yeah.
Any more projects?
Because what's gonna happen is General Ling has 3 command centers over here. She has, I think, like 7 dozers scattered all over her base. The first phase of my attack is to destroy the command centers and destroy the dozers. The reason for that is because once you destroy both, she cannot rebuild anything. We call this in the 0 hour multiplayer community. We call it being dozer hunted. So yeah. Once she's dozer hunted, she cannot rebuild anything, and the rest is quite trivial, really. You just send in more bombers to blow stuff up, and that's that.
I'll be your spotter.
Okay.
Man, they were sending a bunch of dudes your way.
Yep. Okay, so let me think. We want to get this ready.
Breaking the sound barrier. Supersonic
Okay.
aircraft. Radar won't pick us under that supersonic aircraft.
And we need 4 bombers. Okay, we need 4 bombers to take down.
Radar won't pick
Let's
us
see.
up.
While he's doing that, you may notice he's so one of the things that's cool is you can set certain units or certain groups of units to be like numbered, so that you can just hit a number on the keyboard and instantly recall those units. So in order to sort of coordinate this massive drone hunt, or not drone hunt, dozer hunt.
Dozer hunt. There we go.
He's going to be just assigning a whole bunch of different units and just be like rapid fire, bang, 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 right? Taking out as many people as possible, so it doesn't have to constantly like go back down to the bottom of the screen and figure out where the units are and then get them going. So it takes 2 particle cannons to destroy 1 command center, and it takes like 5 or 6 bombers to destroy a command center.
That is a fool's tactic.
So we're gonna do some coordinated strikes here, taking out a bunch of stuff here, but now we're on our final push. So we just took out 2 command centers. We should have taken out 2 command centers. I see one's down.
The dozers like to hide behind trees, so sometimes I miss 1 or 2. It's not a big
alright.
deal. I mean, we have all these guys just in case.
Unit
Don't think you can destroy
Yeah, we've got
my
plenty of people on standby here, ready to go.
General.
Mm-hmm. I sure hope I have. Oh no! Okay, so this guy's still alive. It's not what I had. That's okay. Yeah, that was supposed to kill it.
unit lost.
Okay, so yeah, we need to kill this guy, and we need to kill this guy too. Man, this is.
It's alright, we'll manage. Oh,
Yeah,
those
we'll
are gone.
manage. I think we're getting there. I think that's the last dozer. We're almost done with this run, actually. We're almost done. Time is when we see the "You are victorious" screen that you have seen for the previous missions.
Yeah,
Are we
that's
there
gonna
yet?
happen pretty soon. I think
Okay,
there's
once
like
this
a couple
barracks is
more
gone. I
buildings.
think once this barracks is gone.
Yeah, that should be the last thing.
And there we go.
Alright.
There we go.
Alright, and time is when we see the splash screen.
That is a losing strategy, General.
Time.
There we go.
This has been an interesting contest.
Well done, Sketch. Well
Perhaps
done.
we'll challenge
Hey,
you
thanks,
again.
man. Thanks, CC. So, like CC said, small community. If you want, if you'd like to step in, it's to be honest, it's pretty much just me right now running the hard mode, running all the hard mode generals. So you know, it's been me running for a year, and if you guys would like to step in and you know, we can have some fun. I'm constantly developing the strats. We should do our shoutouts now. Shout out to ESA for hosting us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. CZ, you got anyone else you want to shout out to?
You know, if I may, you know, check out Speed Docs on YouTube. But you know, that's a little personal plug. But anyways, thank you so much to ESA Marathon for hosting us. This is one of the first times we get to see General 0 Hour in a marathon, and in a big marathon, I should say. And thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah. And the type 116. Well, Oh,
It's pretty
my.
good.
Yeah, it's good. Okay. Yep.
That was an absolutely masterful display there, Sketch. Really well done. Suffice to say, I'm not going to be looking to get on your bad side anytime soon. That's for sure. Stick around, everyone, because coming up next, we're going to have Roller Coaster Tycoon by Ceaselessly. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.